I don't know why I'm filming in this corner. It's not the best corner. All right. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I just took my hair out of a braid, so it is very curly. And today we're talking about Instagram algorithm 2021 and how to grow. Or tips to grow. Just tips to grow in general. Tips to grow. Okay. We're adults here. Are we? So I've been a digital marketer for several years now, and I've been working with Instagram almost the entire time, and a lot has changed since I first started working with the app. So many things were different, so it's very important to keep updated with what the algorithm is doing, but it can be really hard to keep up, so I'm making this video to help you out. The most important thing is to understand why Instagram does why Instagram? Why Instagram? I'm gonna move somewhere else because I'm not digging this. I got new pillows. Do you like them? I think they're beautiful. Anyway, so why do you care about the algorithm? Because you want people to see the content that you've worked so hard to make. And the other really important thing to understand is that Instagram's job is to make money. So they do that by running ads. So they want to keep you on the app for as long as possible so that you can see all of their ads that people are paying so much money for. I know you've been told at one time or another that hashtags were super important. I know you've seen the courses that talk about hashtag strategy. The most important thing to grow is hashtags. Well, coming into 2021, that's not as important as it used to be. Hashtags are very low on the totem pole now, so to speak. So don't prioritize hashtags anymore. You don't need to, but you should still put a couple on. Just use small ones. The smaller the number of posts in that hashtag, the more likelihood that you will show up at the top. So be sure to use smaller hashtags when you're hashtagging your posts. What I suggest doing is come up with a list of 3 to 5 categories of hashtags. So categories of posts that you make, and then make 3 to 5 clumps of hashtags that would work for those. So for instance, if you are a photographer, you would do if you're a female photographer in Utah, you would do female Utah photographer or female photographer in Utah or photographers in Utah. And you do some maybe those are place/occupation based ones. And then you could do, maybe you take photos of portraits. You could do portrait hashtags and just make them as specific as possible so there aren't very many posts under that tag. And just set it and forget it. Once you have these categories pre-set up for yourself, it'll be really easy to pick and choose which ones for each post so that you're not spending a lot of time doing something that isn't giving you as much reward as it used to. There are several different ways that people can interact with your content on YouTube. On YouTube? There are several different ways that people can interact with your content on Instagram. They can like it, comment, share, save. Oh, I feel like there was one more. No, those are it. So they can like, comment, share, and save. You want them to do one of those things. So likes don't matter as much. They don't get as much weight with the algorithm because all it takes for someone to like your photo is to double tap it and then they're moving on. So that doesn't keep people on the app very much. But a share, for instance, would take more time. So they're either sharing it to a friend, which is calling their friend to be back on the app, or they're sharing it to a story, which they have to spend the time posting, and then there's more content for Instagram to have on their app. Now they have the original post and the story that you made about the post. So shares, and then the most important thing is saves. Saves are telling Instagram that piece of information that's on that post is very important to you, important enough that you want to save it for later, so that you want to remember it. If a lot of people are saving your posts, Instagram is going to push it out to more people because they're like, oh, this information is important. I feel very professional right now. So the other thing I want to talk about is comments, and this kind of goes into my whole social media spiel, so I'll try not to get on that. I'll try to make it very short and sweet. So commenting emojis doesn't do very much. Instagram does know if you're only posting emojis or if you're posting comments with words and sentences, and they value the words over just fire emojis, for instance. And this goes back to the point of social media. The point of social media is to be social. So try to comment meaningful things. Try to comment words like compliments, and try to have a conversation and interact with other people, because that's what this app is really about. So we've talked about how people need to spend as much time on your post as possible, and there are a couple ways that you can do that. The first way is you have so much room to write a caption. Write a long caption. That's why you'll see a lot of people on Instagram writing very long captions, because it's keeping people engaged. And if you don't know what to write on your caption, there are automatic topic generators online that you could write on. You could write about how you don't know what to write. A lot of the times what I do is will start writing and just see what happens. And I'll just write for as long as feels good or as long as possible. Because the longer people spend on your caption, the more Instagram is going to want to share that out. The other thing that you can do is you can do carousel posts. Carousel posts keep people flipping instead of just looking at one photo. And then that way you have multiple photos in the group or multiple graphics, and someone might resonate more with one graphic or another. So you've got multiple chances to connect with people on one post. Another way you can do that is you can post videos, which is great because that brings us into Reels and IGTV. Now, IGTV isn't monetized right now. There aren't ads running in that area of the platform. So IGTV doesn't do a lot for you. That being said, I'm going to come back to that point in just a minute. Reels are very important for growing on Instagram. Reels is something that Instagram is pushing very hard right now because their main competitors, like TikTok, are video-based platforms, and they are trying to compete with that. So Reels is their way of doing that. And it's still very new right now, so they're still pushing it pretty hard, and you could still be an early adapter if you start making Reels now. That is one of the best ways that you can grow on Instagram right now, in my opinion, is to make Reels, because Instagram values it so highly. Now, some tips for making Reels is to make them short. Make them 15 to 20 seconds. I do not suggest making them the full 60 seconds. You'll get more view time in 15 to 20 seconds than you would in a minute, most likely. Most likely. There are always exceptions, but that's my suggestion. One thing that I tell my clients, if you are having trouble thinking of what to make a reel out of, go back and look at your social media posts. Maybe you have a graphic about the 5 best ways to online shop. So go and make that into a reel. Just speak the title, 5 best ways to online shop, and then do 1. This is the point. 2. This is the second point. And this is such a great way to not only repurpose your old posts, but also to make reels when you don't have ideas. So now I said I would come back to IGTV. So one of the most important things to realize is that with all this algorithm talk, you do not want to forget, it is really important to remember that you are still making content for humans. While you do have to pay attention to the algorithm so that humans will see what you're making, it is very important to remember that ultimately people are seeing this. This is an interactive app. You're meant to be social. You're meant to connect with people. So make your posts. Remember to do stories. Stories are a great way for us to connect eye to eye with our audience. Even though it's through a screen, it still does a really good job of creating a rapport with your audience. Now, this is the great thing about IGTV. Even though it's not being monetized by Instagram right now, you can still use it as a valuable opportunity to connect with your human audience. When we watch somebody talk on camera, whether it's through a story or an IGTV, it helps us build a better connection with them, because as humans, we respond to seeing other humans, seeing their eyes, seeing their face, and seeing them talk to us. So this is a great way to build a rapport with your audience. I still don't suggest putting a lot of energy into IGTV. I would put more energy into Reels and into carousel posts and into stories. But if you find that you already have some long form content that you could easily share to IGTV, it can't hurt. Overall, there are lots of changes that have come in 2021. We have hashtags not being as significant, Instagram valuing more time spent on each specific post. So longer captions, carousels, that sort of thing. And then we have overall IGTV has kind of become a little insignificant as far as the algorithm. We also need to remember that on social media platforms, it is important to be consistent. Make sure that you're interacting with the app every day. Make sure that you're posting something, whether it's on a story, an in-feed post, a reel, an IGTV, just make sure you are on the app posting something. You don't have to post an in-feed post every day, but you could get on and make a quick story every day. This is my advice as a digital media marketer, and I hope it has been very helpful for you. And now, if you want an opportunity to support me and help the YouTube algorithm, I just watched Chris Howe's video and he did that and I thought it was cute. Help me out with the 2021 YouTube algorithm by liking this video. Comment something that you want to see. Comment if this was helpful for you or other parts of the 2021 algorithm update that I may have missed. And don't forget to subscribe for my channel and hit the bell so you get notified when I post new videos, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Are these still a thing in 2021? Should we leave them in 2020? Or should we bring them? I think we should bring them with. Oh, here. I'll do it with my slipper. Okay, bye.